I'm starting the Enfield Poltergeist case.
What you're seeing is a reimagining of those events. But what you're about to hear is real.
What do you want? Tell us what you want.
I can't comment you.
Okay, let's get a little creepy. The Enfield Poltergeist tells the story of a family in London in 1977 who is tormented by paranormal activity in their own home. So joining me right now is the director of the 4-part docuseries, Jerry Rothwell. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I watched the trailer. I'm freaked out. We played this earlier this morning. Everyone was freaked out too. And you're the person that wanted to decide to tell this story. So for people who aren't familiar with this story in particular, can you break it down for us and then also tell me why you were so infatuated and wanted to tell it?
Oh, hi, Kalina. Good to talk to you. Yeah, I mean, I can remember this story from when I was 15 years old, and it kind of hit the front page of the kind of biggest selling newspaper in the UK, the Daily Mirror. You know, it's the story of these events that had happened in a suburban house in London, beginning with kind of furniture moving and knocks around the house, and then kind of taking sort of progressively over the next 18 months, quite a terrifying turn. And maybe a couple of years ago, we realized that there were some 250 hours of tape recordings that were made in the house by the lead investigator on this case. He was someone who just joined the Society for Psychical Research, which investigated poltergeist events. And he made these tapes, and the tapes are a combination of things. He either interviews people immediately after an event has happened, so they're full of kind of testimony and stories. But he would often just leave the tape recorder running, so there would be hours and hours, occasionally kind of interrupted by a sound happening, or a scream or a knock. And I guess it was the kind of ambiguity of these sounds, which felt like a sort of interesting starting point to think about ghosts. And what we decided to do, as you'll see as you've seen in the trailer, is to sort of rebuild the house, and wondered what would happen if we then kind of filled this house with those sounds and worked with actors to lip sync that actuality. So you end with a series where, you know, pretty much all the sound you hear is real, recorded in the moment, and what you see is interpretation layered on top of that.
Honestly, I think that's what made it so creepy and also so interesting. It's really eye-catching because you do have the actors that are there. You also have that house that you said that you guys made the replica of. The photos, though, those are real too, and then you have the actual real recording. So since you are a part of all of this and you've listened to this and you put this whole thing together, was there anything that actually surprised you? I know you're familiar with the story, but is there anything during your investigation that was actually surprising?
Sure, I think for me, the thing that really I kind of hang on to is these, you know, recording. Sound is inherently ambiguous. You can't, you know, it means there's some movement somewhere, but you can't necessarily tell where it is. And I think what's kind of extraordinary listening to those sounds is the things that are happening when a lot of people are in the room together. You know, there are lots of visitors to this house. It was visited by sort of physicists as well as ghost hunters, you know, neighbors, relatives, the police, all witness things. And you hear these tapes on which rooms are full of these people and things are happening. No one's pointing to, you know, a child doing it or some kind of rational cause. So I guess, you know, maybe what's scary about the world is when our ideas about reality sort of collapse and we kind of have to rethink the way we perceive things.
Oh my gosh, mind blown. There you go. Well, thank you so much for joining me. We ran out of time already, but this is streaming October 27th, Apple TV Plus. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to watch it. I'm already just creeped out. So thank you. Just in time for Halloween. This is great. Appreciate you. We're going to put this all up on our website too, kcalnews.com/themorningwrap.